Never take no for an answer. No does not mean no. No means come with a more compelling argument. Top of it, team, Coach E. And it's time to leverage your life. And if you didn't know, your life is your business. And if you're not living the life you desire and deserve, it's because you are not minding your business. Now, if you're not minding your business, it might be because you don't know what your business is. And that's okay. You're in the right place. Now, me, I'm an entrepreneur. You know that. I live, I eat, I sleep, I breathe this shit. And I'm also raising a family of entrepreneurs. So I'm raising my kids not to be workers, not to be employees, but to be employers. Everybody in my house has a business, except for the young ones. I have two young ones that don't have a business yet, but they will have a business. And even if they don't want to have a business, they will be involved in business of some sort, whether it's in our family business or in the business of investing in businesses if they don't want to build one from scratch. But the entrepreneurial mindset is being engulfed and is being pushed upon my children because we live in an era where you're going to have to create your job versus go out and get one. So you better prepare yourself now. Now, in the process of me creating this entrepreneurial environment and atmosphere, I do a lot of things with my kids that typical parents don't do and some parents do, but I do it in a way to encourage entrepreneurship. One of the things that I do is I always give the response of no to everything that they ask for when they first ask for it. Now, you might say, oh, that's cruel, especially if you have it to give to them. But there's a method to the madness. Now, there's two things that I'm attempting to bring out of my children when my response is no initially. First thing is, I want them to build up their power of persuasion. I want them to be able to start developing a way to learn how to persuade me to say yes. And then they can take that and persuade other people to say yes to what they want. Secondly, it's about really learning how to accept rejection. Something that a lot of kids don't know how to take, especially in these days and time, is rejection. And because they don't know how to accept rejection, they have a failure to launch. They don't even want to try, or they don't want to try hard enough. So those are the two things I'm inspiring in my children, to learn how to accept rejection and to learn how to improve their power of persuasion, which they will need later in life to leverage when they're out there building their own individual empires to add to the family legacy. And that leads me to talk about what I'm going to talk about today, which is collecting your no's. Now, you're going to go out here in this world and you're going to want to accomplish a lot of things. And to accomplish things, you're going to need help. You're going to need assistance. You're going to need credit. You're going to need partnerships. You're going to need clients. You're going to need people to agree with you. But before you get people to agree with you, people are going to reject you naturally. Now, if you get yeses early on, that's good. That's great. But for most people, the answer when they go to apply for that credit, when they go apply for that business loan, when they go try to accomplish that or attain that client, it's going to be no. No, thank you. Sorry, not today. And you're going to have to learn how to work through those no's by understanding that you have to collect your no's before you can get your yes. Now, there's three main no's that you are going to have to receive before you can actually get your yes. Now, there's many more no's you might go through, but there's three main ones, and you have to understand what they really mean, because no, in my eyes, doesn't really mean no. So you should never take no for an answer. Before I get into that, though, I want to talk about these two stories with my daughters. So, by being the type of father whose initial response to anything they ask is no, I developed something in them. So my oldest daughter, who was 15, this is what she would do when she knew that my response to whatever she requested would be no. She would put together on her laptop a PowerPoint presentation. And in this presentation, she would present to me the reasons why I should agree to whatever she wants me to agree to and give multiple reasons why in her argument. Now, I was very impressed by that because that made me feel like, okay, she really wants what she wants, and she's willing to do what it takes to prove to me why she should get it. And that's exactly what I wanted from my children. I want them to develop an ability to make a actual argument, not throw a fit, not throw a tantrum, but use their minds to develop a compelling argument or a reason why I should say yes, instead of just obligating me to say yes because I'm their father or because I have it. Now I have another daughter who is 9 years old. And what she did was, we have this thing where every Friday at the end of the week, when I pick her up from school, we'll go get ice cream. Now, she knows that she gets ice cream every Friday, and it's based upon her doing what she says and handling business. Now, if Friday comes and she doesn't get ice cream, she knows because she probably did something that she wasn't supposed to do. But as long as she followed the rules, she gets ice cream. But every now and then, on a Tuesday or Wednesday, she'll try to do something like, "Hey, Dad, can I get ice cream today?" Now, she knows my response is going to be no. So instead of just leaving it at that, she will go to, "Well, look here. If I get ice cream today, you don't have to give me ice cream on Friday." So, I'm laughing, I'm giggling, I'm looking like this is cute. She's really trying to negotiate her getting ice cream today versus on Friday. Now, I know in my mind as a parent, she's still going to want ice cream on Friday, and she's sabotaging herself by basically not learning how to resist instant gratification or delay instant gratification. So because I don't want her to do that, because I want her to learn how to delay instant gratification for her own good, I tell her no. The agreement is Friday. You're not going to get ice cream today. And then because she's a child, she resorts to the begging and the puppy dog eyes. But I was raised different, so I have no problem with looking her square in her pretty puppy dog eyes and telling her no. Might call it evil, might call it bad parenting, whatever you want to say, but this is how I am. My no's are no. I'm one of them people where my nose is actually no. But I always initially say no. So for those people, there's a lot of people out there like me whose no's are no's just to begin with. Now I want to get into the three types of no's that you're going to experience. So the first no does not really mean no, it means not right now. Again, when you're dealing with somebody like me, the first response is no. Why? Because it's just a safer response. I don't have to obligate myself to anything. I don't have enough time to think about the details of what you're asking. So if I just say no, I keep myself in the clear versus saying yes and falling into something I don't want to do. Now, in the field, when me and my guys used to go and try to acquire like commercial clients for maintenance jobs, because I ran a handyman business, what I would tell my guys is never go into an office and ask them a yes or no question, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to say no just to get you out of their face. They don't want to be bothered. They're a buffer between the actual people who make the decisions. So since they don't make the decisions, they can easily tell you no without feeling any guilt, and they won't not get you to the decision makers. They might even tell you, "Yeah, I'll pass this on," and never pass it on. So I used to tell them, instead of getting them a yes or no question, just let them know what you do and that you are available to offer it to them whenever they're ready. In this sense, they don't have to answer it all. And if you just leave the flyer, most likely they'll take it. They won't reject it. And if they call, they call. If don't, they don't. But you always follow up next week, or you follow up another week after, to see if they still were looking for the service, and you don't ask yes or no question. And the reason why you don't ask a question that will give a yes or no response is for that reason alone. Most 9 times out of 10, it's going to be no. And when you're dealing with people like me, our first response is no. So your first no means, it doesn't really mean no. It just means not right now. Okay. So that's your first no. So whenever you get your first no, just get it out the way. If you get a yes on the first time, good for you. But if you get a no on your first time, don't be mad. It just means not right now. Okay. Now we're going to work on the second no. So the second no isn't no either. Remember, I said no doesn't really mean no. Okay. Some people's no means no, but most people's no doesn't mean no. So the second no doesn't mean no. The second no means you need to come up with a more compelling argument. In the show BMF, Meech, one of the main characters, was attempting to get a new supplier. And he went to this guy by the name of K9. Now, K9, he was big time. He had a lot of weight. He was supplying the whole hood. He was making good money. He didn't need another worker necessarily, but Meech needed a supplier. Meech needed him more than he needed him. So initially, when he came with his proposition, K9 was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need you. Now, Meech walked away with his partner, was like kind of devastated because they actually needed supply. They was at a point where they didn't have no suppliers. But what I liked about Meech was he did not take no for an answer. What he said to his partner while they were sitting outside thinking of another plan to get K9, he said, we have to convince him why he can't afford not to do business with us. See, what he understood was he had to bring a more compelling argument. What he had to do like the mafia say, make him an offer he can't refuse. Are you making an offer to your potential client, to the potential business, to the bank, to the investor that they can't refuse? Well, you may need to go back to the drawing board and make them offer. Remember, this is negotiations, and in negotiations, there has to be a win-win factor. If you're the only one winning, like with Meech and K9, where Meech seen or K9 seen that Meech got more of a benefit than he did, Meech said, look, I got to convince this guy that he needs us. And that's the burden is on me to convince him because he doesn't think he needs me. So he's going to reject me until I convince him. So make a more compelling argument, and that will possibly change that no the next time you come around. So you got your two no's first. You got your first no, which is no doesn't mean no, it means not right now, or it's just the initial response everybody gives. The second no is come back with a more compelling argument. Make the offer better, fluff it up a little bit, more benefits, more of a win-win. If you're too much on the end of where it's benefiting you more than the person you're requesting something from, then it's not a good deal and they don't want to enter into it. Now, the last no, this is a tricky one. Because if you get the opportunity for a person to entertain you, even presenting it again, then you basically need to continue to work on your offer. But sometimes the last no means you're asking the wrong person or the wrong client or the wrong type of client or at the wrong time. Okay. So if you're in any of those situations, maybe you need to go somewhere else. Maybe you need to wait a while. If you have created a more compelling argument, if you have all your T's crossed, all your I's dotted, and you're on point with your presentation and everything looks good and they're still saying no, it's probably because they can't do what you're asking them to do and you need to go somewhere else. Or maybe the timing is off. Maybe you will be the perfect candidate for what they need, but the timing isn't right. And because it's not a good time, maybe the business that you're trying to acquire is in a retraction mode and they're not trying to take on more, debt or more bills. They want to remove more, then you're in the wrong season for them. And you need to find somebody that's in that season of accepting. And you just got to go look because seasons vary. What's one season for one business is another season for another business. One business is winter, is another business is summer. So not every business is in a winter at the same time, and not every business is in a summer or a harvest season at the same time. So that last no is just maybe you're asking the wrong person at the wrong time. Okay. So go out there and collect your no's. Don't be scared of rejection. Actually accept it. Develop that tough skin, that alligator skin that can take a bow and arrow hit, that can take a knife hit, that can take even some calibers of bullet hit without being interrupted. Take those no's. Come back with a more compelling argument. Stop wearing your feelings on your sleeves as an entrepreneur because no doesn't really mean no. If you like what I'm saying, if you got some value from this, if you think that this is something that you want to hear more of, just go ahead, like, subscribe, and follow me. I got a whole lot of game to give. I'm just scratching the top of the iceberg with this, but I got so much more game to give, and I want to continue to bless y'all. And if you love me like I love you, and obviously I love you because I'm pouring my heart and time and energy into creating this content to give you this game from my personal experience, then go ahead and like and subscribe and leave a comment so I can know how to better give you more value. I got a wealth of experience. I'm 40 years old. I have a lot of life experience. I've been in a relationship for 16 years. I got 5 kids. I've been a stepfather and a father to 4. I've done it all, from running a business to being a worker, working in a warehouse, working as a CNC machinist. I've been to the penitentiary. I've been to the county jail. I've been on parole. I've been on probation. I've been flat broke. I've had hundreds of thousands of dollars in my account. I've had good credit. I had bad credit. I've been through it all. I'm not these young gurus who just jump up, have a couple of good things going on, and say, I can teach everybody. Nah, I really been through it. I really earned my grits and gravy. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to tap in with me, just go ahead and subscribe so that you can get more of this information. But until then, don't be good, be good at it.